I had an anxiety attack the other day while I was with the client. She was so sweet, so kind. Literally, if I'm going to have an anxiety attack with the client, this was the client to have it with. But also, like, could you be any more unprofessional, Amanda? Like, literally just passing out. So let's start from the beginning. It all started, I had 2 new clients the other day. I have been doing so great with getting new clients lately. It is so amazing. I'm getting so much word of mouth. And the first client, she ended up being very nice. I am not saying anything bad, but where I work, it is a little bit harder to find my location because I work inside a salon suite. So my business isn't like the storefront. You have to go inside a different bigger building to find my smaller suite, if that makes sense. Along with the fact that it's by an apartment and businesses, and it gets kind of confusing. She's not the first one to get lost, but I do my best. I pride myself on being very good with communication, explaining things, because I know that people get lost. So I go out of my way to send pictures ahead of time and very exact directions and all of that. But this lady had booked herself online, so I didn't have a chance to go back and forth with her. But in the past, people have booked themselves before, and if they got lost, they called me. Phone number should be connected to her appointment. It is 10 minutes past her appointment starting, and I'm starting to think, like, is she coming? Is she lost? But she confirmed her appointment, so I was like, she for sure is coming. She just might be lost. So around 10 minutes, and honestly, around like 8-9 minutes, I start looking for her phone number so I can reach out to her in case she is lost. You know, I want to help her. So I'm like going to type out a message to text her, and I get a phone call from a phone number that I'm not familiar with. So I answer my phone, and she's on the phone, but she's like panicked. She's like telling me that she can't find me and this is so unorganized, and she's just giving it to me. And I'm like, cannot even get a word in. But like I said, my clients are always getting lost. So 9 times out of 10, they always get lost in the same spot. So I knew how to go find her, but I wasn't really getting an opportunity to talk. And now I'm starting to feel anxious because this is my first time meeting her. And now I feel like I'm making a bad impression because she's circled around this building for 10 minutes. She's lost and she doesn't know me. This is how she knows me. Someone that is hard to get a hold of, someone that you can't find their business. Like, so when I finally get a word in, I'm like, hey, okay, got it. I'm so sorry about that. I'm going to come find you. Just don't move. So I speed walk over to her to try to hurry her in. And she just keeps telling me about how unorganized it is and how she couldn't find me. And it was getting to the point that if she couldn't find my phone number, she was just going to leave. And I already feel anxious as a new business owner. At times, I feel like I'm like an imposter. Like me, I can have a business. I have no idea what I'm doing. You know, I'm just out here doing my best. So already feeling like I'm not giving my best even when I'm doing my best. And then this happens. And I'm just like, wow, Amanda, you're like failing. But I was like, it's good. We can't change it. We just have to bring her in at this point. We got her now. I apologize. That's all I can do. I can just do better going forward. So we get in there, but like I said, this is her first time. And so I need her to fill out a waiver. The goal is long term to get digital waivers so I can send them to my clients ahead of time. But I'm not there yet. I print out my waivers and I let my clients fill them out in the moment. But she's already 10 minutes late, and she's 10 minutes late because of me, because she couldn't find me. So I feel bad cutting in any more into her appointment to fill out her waiver. I need to make sure that I am not doing anything harmful to her. So I'm like kind of freaking out, but I just do like a little like verbal like, oh, do you have any allergies? I really just try to ask the key questions of like, are you currently going through cancer treatments? Are you expecting? Do you have allergies? Do you have any broken bones? Is there anything I need to be aware about? I tried to just verbally go through this stuff quickly, but at the end of the day, it's her word against mine. And if she forgot to mention something and then something happens, it's on me because I didn't have her fill out a waiver. And there's no, like anxious going into, okay, maybe this is why I ended up having an anxiety attack. Because when I'm telling you all this story, I had an anxiety attack on my second client, and we're only talking about the first one right now. So it sounds like there was a lot of anxiety building. So I kind of verbally go through the waiver with her, but we get her into the bed. I tell her, you go ahead and undress. I'll step out for a moment and we'll get your massage started shortly. I give her time to change. I'm standing out in the hallway and I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, okay, so my next client doesn't come for a little bit after her. I do have a mini gap. Let me make this right. I'm going to see if she has time for me to do the additional 10 minutes she didn't get in the beginning. That way she still gets a whole service. Like, that's a win-win, right? So I go in, I explain it to her, and she's like, yes, please. Like, I would really appreciate that. And I was like, cool, great. We're back on the right track. I've got this client happy again, and I can redeem myself. My goal was never to upset her to begin with. Like, as a client, I even told her, I was like, if I was in your position, I would be very frustrated as well. It is hard when you go somewhere new and you can't find it and you don't know how to get a hold of anyone, and now you're late. Like, 100%, I completely see where you're coming from. And that's why I feel so awful about it. She gets her additional 10 minutes. She seems to enjoy the massage. She talks to me throughout, and it's great. And everything seems fine. I felt fine leaving that situation. And just tell her, stay hydrated, send her off. And then client number 2 comes. And client number 2, I just want to start by saying she is amazing. She, saved the day, and I'm sorry. Client number 2 comes. And she actually found me really easily. She just pulled right up to the front, came in. I was like, cool, this is smooth sailing. This is my last client of the day. This is just going to be great. Filling out her waiver, and everything is going fine. And, she's kind of talking to me throughout, and I'm feeling good. I thought I even ate breakfast. Sometimes I forget to eat breakfast, but my boyfriend literally made me a yogurt with granola and a banana that morning. So I had already eaten, I was set to go. I'm working on her, and we're talking occasionally off and on, conversation is kind of there. Then she'll kind of take some time to relax. And the whole reason that she came was because she had a congested lymph node in her underarm. When I work on people's bodies, I do face, and then after I finish the face, I do legs, tummy, arms, and I flip them over and do the back. At this point, I have done her face, her legs, her stomach, and I'm just about to start her arm, okay? When I do her arm, I do all of this, and then it brings us into the underarm, which is the main reason that she came to me. Now, also keeping in mind, if you're not familiar with lymphatic, your body works as a system, it is important that we do the full body massage, even if she's only struggling with this. It's just better that way. Yes, we can still try to open it up, but I recommend getting the full body done. So we're about to address the problem specifically that she came for. And I'm putting lotion on her hand, and I'm starting to massage her hand. And out of nowhere, I don't know why, but out of nowhere, I feel like there is this bubble of heat surrounding my entire body. I just get so hot. And then I think I did start to panic. Because when I get too hot, I start to get nauseous. I start to get dizzy. And I can't get nauseous and dizzy right now because I'm working on a client. Why are you getting so hot right now, Amanda? What is going on? I'm telling myself, okay, Amanda, you're good. You're good. You're fine. It's fine. You are not too hot. You are not about to have an anxiety attack. You are just taking this client, and it's just a great day. Great day. But I can feel my heart starting to kind of pound a little more, and I'm starting to get hotter, and I'm like, oh, this is not feeling good. So I have a little mini fan on top of the towel warmer. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to try real quick. I'm holding her hand with one hand right now. I try to reach over and click on the fan real quick so I can get some type of air circulation on my face. Something. I don't know. I feel like sometimes when I get hot, if I just cool down my face, I'm okay. Working on her hand, and I'm like, just work through this, Amanda. Just work through this. I'm working on her hand. Just work through this. And it's getting to a point now where I'm starting to feel dizzy. And I don't know what to do. If I remain in this standing position, your girl's going to fall on the floor. And that is not the move. So I'm debating in my head. I'm do I say something? Because it's starting to become an emergency. But this is my first time meeting her. And I just made a bad first impression with my last client. I can't do 2 in a row. But it's getting to a point where my hearing sounds like I'm underwater. And I'm getting so hot to the point that I feel the sweat beating out of my skin. Like, I just feel wet all over my body. And my heart is racing. My hearing sounds like I'm underwater. And I just don't know what to do. And so her eyes are shut. At this point, we are not talking. And I go, hey, I'm really sorry, but I feel like I'm about to pass out. Can you imagine? You're relaxed. You're in the middle of a massage. And you just hear, I'm sorry, but I'm about to pass out. What? You're supposed to be taking care of me. And you're about to pass out? That's not relaxing at all. But she was so sweet. She was like, oh, okay, totally. Like, just go sit down real quick. And I was like, okay, thank you. And I'm like, okay, this is really unprofessional, but maybe if I just sit down for a second, I can take a breath, I'll be good. I sit down and it is not going away. It's like getting worse. Like, my vision is so blurry. Now, because I'm so dizzy, I'm starting to feel nauseous. I literally feel like I'm going to throw up. And I don't want to throw up in front of this client. After I'm sitting there for a second, she's like, hey, do you need me to get up? Like, do you need some fresh air? Like, do you need me to walk with you out so you can get some fresh air? And I was like, no. Like, you don't need to get up. Like, it's okay. Mind you, she's not wearing clothes because I'm giving her a massage. So she's like covered with a blanket. And I'm like, no, it's okay. Like, thank you so much. I'm really sorry. Like, I'm going to be good in a second. I'm just going to get up in a second. I can't get up yet because I'm really dizzy. And I'm like shutting my eyes and I'm just trying. And I'm like, Amanda, get over this. Like, we need to move past this. But of course, probably pushing myself so much in that moment was probably giving me more anxiety, but I didn't know what to do. Like, kind of look up for a second. My client is getting out of the bed. She's literally like trying to like cover herself so she doesn't expose herself, but she's like taking it into her own hands that she needs to help me. And I'm just sitting there like, wow, I should be taking care of you right now. This is your moment, and you are literally getting out of bed half naked to save my day. Very appreciative, very appreciative, but she should not have had to do that. All I can think in that moment is, okay, she's already out of bed. She's already decided that she's gonna help me. What can I do to help her in this moment? So the robe, I have like robes just in case someone has to go to the bathroom halfway through their massage. So the robe is like right on the wall next to me. So I don't even talk. I just take the robe off the wall and I just like hand it to her because at least I can get her covered. Mind you, she's also still wearing a face mask, like a facial mask, like because I gave her a facial. She's out of bed, wearing the robe with the face mask on, and I'm sitting on the floor at this point. I sat in the chair to begin with, but then I got way too dizzy and felt like I was gonna throw up, so I sat on the floor. I'm sitting on the floor. And it's getting bad. It's getting so bad that I legit am gonna throw up. Like, I'm coughing. It's like right here. I cannot throw up in front of this lady. Like, it's already bad enough, but throwing up, but I feel it. And I'm like, I'm really sorry, but I think I'm gonna throw up. And I like try to like hurry up and grab the trash can, but I end up not throwing up. She was like, well, do you have water? Like, maybe drink some water. Like, let's start there. I'm like, okay, you're right. So I walk over to the fridge because I have waters for my clients. I grab myself a water and I'm just like trying to drink as much as I can. It's so cold and I'm like, please cool down my body. Like, I need to feel better. Why is this lasting for so long? Like, I've had anxiety attacks, panic attacks, whatever. I've had them before, but this is like not ending. I drink some water. And she's like, okay, that's really good that you're drinking water, but like, honestly, like, you need to like get some fresh air. And so she's like, do you want to at least like try to go to the bathroom? And so we're walking down the hall. It's inside, but like we're walking down the hall to the bathroom and she's like standing right next to me because she's like, I don't want you to pass out. Like, you cannot fall. And so she's standing next to me, walking down the hall with me to the bathroom. And I just feel so like, wow, Amanda, like, way to freaking drop the ball. But also like, wow, you are so amazing. We're walking down the hall and I'm like trying to put the cap back on my water, but I'm like shaking so much. I like can't put it on and I'm like trying. And then finally she grabs it from me and she's like, I got it. And she like puts it back on and holds it for me. And I'm like, thank you. She's like, go into the bathroom. I'm going to sit right here. She sits on a bench right outside the bathroom and waits for me. And I'm in there and I feel like I'm in there for like way too long. Like, I thought, oh, I'll just go in, I'll throw up real quick. But like, no. Now my stomach is hurting. Now my body doesn't know if it wants to panic and take a dump or if it wants to panic and throw up. My body just doesn't know how to act. So I'm like, I feel really nauseous, but if I go to throw up, what if I poop my pants? I really gotta go to the bathroom. What if I throw up on the floor? Finally, I don't throw up. I'm able to go to the bathroom, and I come out of the bathroom. I'm like still like sweating. So my whole body at this point is soaking wet with sweat. My makeup is like halfway wiped off. My hair is like getting sweaty. Like my chest is like bright red and like pink. Like I do not look okay. Like I not only am not acting professional, but now I just look like a whole disaster. I walk out of the bathroom and I'm like, okay, thank you so much. Like we're good. Like it's good. Like we're good. Like I got it in my head. Amanda, you've had your moment. We're gonna go back in there and we're gonna give her the best service ever. We are gonna go out with the boom because this was not it. Come out of the bathroom and she's like, oh, were you able to throw up? And I was like, unfortunately not. She was like, okay, well, I don't think you should be working like this. So I think we're just gonna end the appointment here. I agree. I definitely should not be working like that. But the fact that my client found the need to end the appointment there because I just clearly was not okay, that's not good. That's if I thought the first impression of the first client wasn't good, this one is all me. This one is 110% my fault. And now we're ending early. Because of that whole thing happened, I didn't ask her to pay and she did not pay. But that's okay. Because honestly, without her, I don't know what would have happened. Or what if that client would have acted way different than that? It would have been like, this is completely unacceptable. I'm leaving now, and left Rick right in the beginning. Like, I don't know. I don't need the money that bad. It was lame that I didn't get paid and then also had an anxiety attack. But also if I didn't have the anxiety attack, I would have got paid. So I get it. This one's on me. So yeah, I felt pretty bad that I didn't finish her service. But I was kind of glad that she took the initiative to not pay because I didn't want to be in that awkward like situation. Like she doesn't deserve to pay if I didn't finish. And it was time for her to change, you know, like put her clothes back on because at this point she's still wearing the robe. I think she eventually took off the mask. I don't remember. But I was like, okay, awesome. Like let me step out. You get changed and just open up the door and you're all set. And like there's a bench outside of my room so I could sit down. Like it's fine. Like I'm not just gonna be standing there. And she insists, tell me why. She insists that I need to be comfortable because I'm going through something right now. So I stay in my room, you know, with my massage bed. She's gonna go to the bathroom to change. Sweetest lady in the whole entire freaking world. But like, I keep feeling worse because she keeps being so nice. She should not have to leave my massage room to go change in the bathroom, the public restroom, because I can't keep it together. She did that on her own. And like, I didn't want to fight with her because like, I appreciated it. And like, I know that sometimes if someone wants to do something, they're doing it because I know that if someone does something, it's because they want to. So it's kind of annoying to fight with them. But I'm also just like, oh my gosh, stop being so good to me. Like, I need to be good to you. And I'm like literally failing this whole experience. And like, tell me why. Not only did I have an anxiety attack and just caused this whole situation, but she came for her lymph node in her underarm. And I never made it to her underarm. So she literally came for a service and didn't even get what she came for. I mean, she got what she came for. She got a lymphatic massage, but she didn't get the problem handled that she came for. It literally feels like a complete fail on my part and feel like I wasted her time. But it doesn't end there. It doesn't. You would think that it would end there, but it just doesn't. So then I am just sitting in my room. I'm just sitting on the bed and just thinking like how much today was a fail and how I let down both of my clients and I also still was not feeling well. Like my anxiety attack had like calmed itself, but like the after effects, like I still felt super out of it, but I no longer was sweating. So now I was freezing because I was still wet from all my sweat. I was so cold that when I looked in the mirror, my bottom lip around like here was purple. My lips had turned purple because I was so cold from the sweat. Yeah. So she gets back to the room and she was like, are you going to be okay to drive? Like, are you going to be okay to get home? And I was like, yeah, totally. Like, and now that I'm done for the day, I'm going to take my time and I got it. And she was like, okay, like maybe call your boyfriend on the way home, something just to make sure that you're good. And I was like, yeah, totally. Thank you. Thank you so much. I make sure to get her on the schedule again because I felt so awful. I need to get her back in quickly So one, we can address this issue she came for, and two, I can redeem myself and she can see that this is not it. This is not what Amanda brings. Usually Amanda's great. Usually Amanda's professional. So I tell him, like, how about this week? Let's get you back in this week, because this was Sunday. And she was like, oh, well, actually this week's not looking good. How about we get you in this upcoming weekend? And she was like, okay. So I got her. She's coming this upcoming Saturday. We need to make sure that we are wearing clothes that don't make us too hot. We need to stay hydrated. We need to eat all of our food. We need to become as our healthiest self, because if this happens again, I'm done. My business is done. I'm glad that I was able to get her on the schedule again, and within roughly the same week. Still feel pretty awful that happened, but at least she is willing to come back. She's like, okay, well, I feel like you should eat a banana or something. Can I get you a banana? And I was like, no, like, you've already done like more than enough. Like, I'm okay. I'm gonna go home soon and I can just, it's fine. And she's like, no, I would really feel better if I could just like get you a banana or something. And I was like, okay, I don't want to argue with you because you're so sweet, but I don't know. I mean, I guess if it'll make you feel better. She's like, it really would. And I was like, okay. She leaves and I'm like waiting by the front door because the door is locked 24 hours. And so I see her come back to the building with a protein box from Starbucks and a carbonated gut health drink. I'm gonna tell you right now, those protein boxes are at least like $6. And I can imagine that gut health drink was probably not cheap either. But I'm just saying, like, she spent her own money on me, even though I gave her a bad situation. Also, even if that was not a lot of money, even if it was just going and grabbing it for free, it's not even about the money. It's about the fact that even though I had already pretty much, like, destroyed the day, her appointment was a bust, she had to take care of me, like, all of that, like, at that point, she could have been like, I'm so done with this girl. I'm out of here. She took time out of her day to get me something to make sure that I was okay. That's beyond sweet. Like, there's people aren't like that. She wanted to do that for me. It just really makes you realize that there are still good people in this world. She just kept reminding me, you're human and it happens. And sometimes, like, yeah, maybe it wasn't professional what happened. But at the end of the day, we need to give each other grace and realize that things happen. And, like, it's life. And she's right. She really is right. But I still wish it didn't happen. I still not feeling good about that. But after she gave me that food and was so sweet to me, that whole experience, I just felt like I needed to give her a hug. I also knew, like, we just met each other. I don't know if she's a hugger. Also, I was like sweating a lot. And even though I was done sweating, like, I probably was not feeling the freshest. So I was like, hey, I appreciate you like so much. And I want to give you a hug. But I understand that I'm kind of sweaty right now. So air hug. And she was like, okay, air hug. And it was just so sweet. And I really wish that situation didn't happen. But I feel like if it had to happen, it was the best outcome, and I'm really grateful and I really appreciate it, and all we can do is better in the future. Oh my gosh, really quick, we're about to end this out. I know this story got like really long and I'm really sorry, but this honestly made me laugh. Even though I was like going through it with my anxiety attack or panic attack, I never know the difference. I think anxiety, one is like you're experiencing something in the moment, and then I think the other one is having that experience caused by things that happened previously. I don't fully understand. Maybe you guys can help me understand in the comments. After that, I'm super sweaty, as I mentioned, and tell me why. She goes, Amanda, you're looking a little dewy. And I look at her and I'm like, that was the nicest way of saying that I look extremely sweaty. And she just laughed. And like, just being able to laugh in those like serious moments, it kind of just like lightened the mood. I just wanted to share this with you because I feel like I haven't given you like a true update lately. Can't believe it will be 11 months on the 27th. That is just wild. Like, are we really about to make it a year in business? Knock on wood, but almost there. My business is going better. It definitely is, but there are bumps in the road and I'm human and life happens. And so if life is over there happening to you too, it's okay because we're in this together. On that note, I think I'm going to close it out here. So until next time, bestie, I love you all so, so much. Bye.